Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Monique and today I am drawing a portrait of a girl on a wood block. For materials I am using a regular graphite pencil to do the sketch, then switching over to a Prismacolor Colorase colored pencil in the color black to do all of the shading, and then I'm also using some white and black acrylic paints. If you have any questions on the process of this piece, please let me know and drop a comment below, because today I am not going to be talking about the piece, I'm going to be talking about art style. One of the most common questions I get asked anytime I ask for Q&A questions or I do a live stream is, how do I find my art style? I find that a lot of artists, beginners especially, are very concerned about their quote-unquote art style. And I have a secret to tell you about art style. Do you want to hear the secret? Are you ready? Drum roll, please! You already have an art style! Yay! So I know a lot of you guys aren't going to believe me when I say that, but an art style is basically just the accumulation of mistakes and techniques and things that you do consciously and unconsciously as an artist every single time you draw. No one on this planet quite draws like you do. And you may not believe that either, but it's true. No two people draw exactly the same way. And those little nuances, those little tiny changes are what makes your art yours, unique, and what gives you your own art style. The concept of an art style to me is kind of mind-boggling. Now, this small disclaimer, this is my thoughts on the subject and you are totally free to disagree with me. If you do disagree with me, I would love to hear your thoughts about the subject, but art style is such a strange thing for people to get fixated on. I hear people like, oh, I want to draw an anime style, or I want to draw Disney style, or I have people asking me all the time, what do you call your art style? And it's like, I don't have a name for my art style, it's just the way I draw. And even if you look at the quote-unquote Disney style, different Disney artists have little nuances in the way that they draw, and in my opinion, I don't know if art style really exists in the same way that people think it does. An art style is something that is unique to every single artist, and it's just the way that they do things. So when people come to me and they're so torn up about the fact that they think they don't have an art style, I'm just confused, because I'm like, you have an art style. You draw. The way you hold a pencil is your art style. The way that you think about what you're going to draw next is your art style. The way that you draw eyes and hair and hands is your art style. The clothes that you decide to put your characters in is an art style. All of those tiny little decisions that you make, they make up your art style, and that is yours. That is only yours. It belongs only to you, and no one else has the same one. So even if you think, oh, my art is so original, or I hate the way I draw because I don't have my own art style, I want you to try a line of thought with me. Try saying out loud to yourself, I have my own art style. I draw blank like no one else does. Or I think blank like no one else does. Or I color blank like no one else does. Try to find something unique in your art, and there is something, I guarantee you, and that is what makes up your art style. And you'll find the more that you draw and the more art you create, you'll notice more of those tiny little things that make up your art style. I did also want to mention, I don't necessarily think it's a good thing to be fixated on one kind of art style that you'd like to emulate. For example, when someone says, I want to draw Disney style, and maybe they'll only look at Disney artists, they'll only follow Disney tutorials, and they kind of shut themselves off from accepting any other kind of media. And that, I feel, can be so stagnating and detrimental to being an artist. Even those Disney artists that you may look up to, and I'm just using Disney as an example, but this goes for any kind of art, but those artists that you look up to and want to emulate, they have not drawn that way for their entire lives. They have spent time doing portrait studies, still lifes, gesture drawings. Maybe they started in anime, maybe they did impressionist paintings, and doing this kind of art is just where they're at now. The thing about art style is that it fluctuates, and it should fluctuate. You should never be drawing exactly the same way over and over and over again. Unless, of course, you want to and you don't necessarily care about improving. That's kind of like a different subject. But at least most of the people I talk to, they want to improve their art and, you know, progress with it. And if you're so caught up on making your art look in a certain style or exactly like someone else's, you're just stagnating yourself. What you should do is explore many different styles, explore drawing many different things, look at many different artists' work, and out of all of this media that you see and you consume, pick out the things that you like. Maybe you really like how Disney artists make their drawings like really whimsical and fun, and maybe you like the coloring from a different artist. Maybe you like the style of oil painting and you think you want to mix that with anime art. Do stuff like that. Pick and choose what you like about all the different media that exists and accumulate it like a little dragon collecting their hoard. And that is also going to make up your art style, and your art style is going to evolve from all of that. But your art style can never evolve if you're tunnel visioning. Oh my gosh. If you have tunnel vision and you're so dead set on just one type of art, one type of media, and nothing else matters except making your art look like this one type of thing. Now, there are also the kind of people who maybe they don't want to emulate a certain kind of style. Maybe they just want to find their own unique original style that doesn't already exist. And I would give the same advice. You already have that. You just need to build off of it. So practice so many things. Practice things you've never done before, practice things you've never drawn before, try different media, maybe try doing other hobbies. I find that doing other things besides drawing and painting can also influence my own art. Just accept all of the influences around you and absorb them and channel that into your art to make what you want to make. And through all of that, you'll find that over time you start to do things the same way. Like maybe you like to draw eyes in this certain fashion, or you like to color this certain way. And if you really enjoy doing things that way, you'll start to do them over and over again. And that eventually will kind of become a signature to you. And I feel like that's what people catch on to in terms of style. For example, I really like to draw long flowy hair with lots of little strands. And some people could say, you know, that's like a trademark of my art style. And the only reason I know that I like to draw that is because I've tried drawing hair many, many different ways, and I found a way that I really, really like and that I wanted to improve on. And over time, the way I draw hair has evolved to how I draw it now. That doesn't mean that I always want to draw hair this way, or that I'm like satisfied and I never want to draw hair another way ever again. It just means that that's what I'm having fun with right now, and that's kind of what I'm digging. Now, if I were to maybe do, oh gosh, like an acrylic painting, for example, the way I approach acrylic painting hair is much different. And that's interesting to me because it's very different than the way I usually paint hair, and it makes me think about things in a different way. And I can then take those skills that I've learned with acrylic painting, switch it over to my drawing skills, and vice versa. So if you were ever worried about your art style and not having one and feeling like you should have one, I hope this video reassures you. I hope you do know that you have an art style. It may take some time for you to notice the things that make up the unique way that you produce art. That's okay, but I do want you to try to find those things. Find the things that you like drawing. Try everything. Try so many different things that you've never thought of doing before, even if they don't necessarily mesh with where you want your art to go. Just try everything. You will learn so many things, and just don't beat yourself up if you feel like you don't have an art style, or if your art style isn't where you want it to be. Keep drawing, be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, and never stop creating. And that's going to be it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it could help you a little bit. If you are interested, I do have this original painting as well as a bunch of other awesome stuff up for sale on my Etsy page. I would really appreciate if you checked it out. And if you would like to help support this channel, I do have a Patreon page as well, where you can get prints and sketchbook pages and monthly goodie boxes and fun stuff. So if you're interested, please check that out as well. Anyway, I am going to leave now, so thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys! And a special thanks to all of my Patreon. You guys rock. Thank you for making it possible for me to continue making videos. Then switching over to a Prismacolor Colorase, doing other things besides, oh my goodness. Whoopsie daisy.